Alright. What's up, fellow teenagers? Oh, so we are going to jump into the fixed format, according to Wizards of the Coast. But from what I've been reading about this week and hearing about, it's not really fixed. But regardless, we want to get some games in. This is a very slightly modified four-color adventures list that I picked up from Huey Jensen over on Channel Fireball. Really the only adjustments I made were actually in the mana base. I decided I wanted one more untapped green source, so I added the second forest. I added a third one, moving one of the islands, because I think it's really important to have Edgewall Innkeeper on turn 1 as much as possible. That way you can set up for stuff like Clover into EOT Brazen Borrower, or like Lovestruck Beast turn 2, tap land plus Lovestruck Beast itself on turn 3, draw a card. It's not always necessary, but I just kind of like being able to hit that more consistently. But the mana is also a little tricky, because we're running a lot of lands that only make a single colored mana. We're only running 5 lands that make more than one. So like the pathways are fine, but once you've committed, you're committed. You can't, switch Crag Crown into a Timber Crown or anything like that unless you have some way of getting that back into your hand. Like if they have the Conundrum blue enchantment thing, and you can manage to play 2 lands in a turn, pick this up and play it again, or, whatever. So without bullshit going on, they only make one colored mana. Similar to the previous Omnath list that I played in previous weeks, Plains is the worst card in our deck by quite a large margin, and I debated between Ketria and Raugrin Triome. I ultimately went with the Triome, the Ketria Triome, because I wanted the extra green source for Edgewall, and Beanstalk Giant's really important to play on time. Or rather, Fertile Footsteps, over the Raugrin Triome. We have access to white mana, it's just not ideal to have to grab a Plains or play one of these on the flip side. So it could be possible that we need to have even one additional Triome, go up to 6. Not sure. Maybe that's a decision we'll figure out as we go along. But that's mainly the decision I made. So essentially, cut an island for a forest, then decided to cut forest for another Ketria Triumph. That's where we're at. Otherwise, the deck, as it is exactly the one that he laid out. In the sideboard, I was listening to the Arena Decklist podcast just a little while ago, and Jerry and Brian were talking about how some of the cards that were in the sideboard for this deck were kind of holdovers from the previous format. Like, personally, I don't think Storm's Wrath is all that necessary. You're kind of trying to establish a board position in pretty much every matchup, and Storm's Wrath is going to do almost as much damage to you as it is to them. It's a nice catch-all, I suppose, if things get out of control, but I don't feel like it's going to get to that point very often. And in the games where it does, Storm's Wrath isn't going to, solve your problems necessarily. But so their opinion was to cut some of the kind of just bulky nonsense cards that are either holdovers or just otherwise don't really make sense right now, and try and shore up your matchups that are a little more difficult, like mono red and the mirror match. So to that effect, I cut an Elspeth Conquers Death, which I don't know why the hell that was in this deck. Having a double white card in this deck is very difficult to cast outside of Omnath shenanigans. So I cut that, and I cut the Storm's Wrath for a second Red Cap melee and a second Wilt, both of which you can bring in for this matchup, or mono red. This is really pretty decent against mono red, which you wouldn't think of on the surface, but it kills Anax and Embercleave, which are their two most threatening cards in the entire deck, so that helps. One card it doesn't catch is Torbrand, but Red Cat Melee picks up the slack there. In the mirror match, I wouldn't side in both of these copies. I would want to leave one for Fae of Wishes purposes, but I would bring in one copy of each to give us 2 cards in the main deck to fight that fight and have access to the other 2 with Fae of Wishes in the board. So that's why I've got the additional copies there. Otherwise, we're really only bringing in Mystical Dispute as a sideboard card. In the post-board games where you want this card, you're bringing all 3. You're not worrying about leaving a Fae of Wishes target. If you want to bring in additional counter magic, or grab, rather, additional counter magic, you can always grab either Negate, Essence Scatter, or both. And then I cut other card. What did I cut? I don't remember exactly. Oh, so they had Kazul's Fury, which is basically Fling, except you can play it as a tapped red source if you need to, but it costs 3 mana to cast. I figured I like the mana efficiency of Fling better, and if I'm in the market for a land, I'd much rather have an untapped land. So I'm playing a Needle Verge Pathway, basically because I want to have another white source if it comes down to it. I was watching some of Huey's gameplay with this deck yesterday, actually, and there was a line that came up where if he had a second white source available to him, it would have kept him in the game. He was in a pretty bad position, but it would have bought him another turn, and when you're playing an Omnath deck, sometimes another turn is all you need to just go crazy, so not that, in that particular situation, he would have had time to Fae of Wishes for Pathway or something like that, but if you could plan ahead for it, or if you're just struggling and you need to hit an untapped land, or just a land in general, I like having access to an untapped land. And combining them all into one card with Kazul's Fury is more efficient, I suppose, but it seems less individually powerful. Like, if I know what I'm going for, I want it to be the best copy of what I'm getting, and not just like a speculative, well, maybe I'll play this as a land, maybe I'll cast it as a Fling. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm having a hard time remembering what the hell I cut for that card. Doesn't matter. So this is the list that we're going to be playing.
Well, you've got one heck of a nerve.
Yo, Jim. Holy shit, that that announcement was loud as shit. Startled the shit out of me. Among Us. I haven't even started playing Fall Guys yet, dude. And that's like on my docket with a friend of mine. So maybe one of these days I'll get around to it. Jesus Christ, those notifications were loud. I need to perhaps adjust my headset so I don't get my ears fucking blown out. Fuck Fall Guys. Are you a 0 crowner? Is that why you're so mad? But yeah, so let's see what we can do here. I have a feeling we're just going to be playing a lot of the mirror. But whatever. So, Ladder Reset, I haven't played any since. So, here we go. Seems pretty sweet, dude. There's just a lot going on. I think the hardest part is getting the mana to work correctly. So that's going to be something I'm sure I'll stumble with a time or two. Because we have so many lands that only make 1 mana. Memento. Or a 1 color of mana, I should say. Final boss, 208. How's it going, man? Yeah, dude, just Omnath and everything, man. Yeah, I mean, this looks like pretty much ideal. Snap Keep. It's gonna die immediately. If there's one thing that this list doesn't have that I would like to have, is Spikefield Hazard, but, oh well. Well, he's not gonna play... Oh, he's gonna play Rimrock Knight? What the hell is going on here? What do you think? Should I kill Rimrock Knight or Edgewall first? I have a feeling we are going to need more red than we are green this game. So I think what I'm going to do is play Pathway for red, and then I'll play the other Pathway for white. I think because I could just Bone Crush to block Rimrock Knight next turn, I'm just going to kill Innkeeper. I'm willing to make that trade. I'll take some damage, use our life total as a resource. Excellent. Could draw land here. I mean, Bone Crushers are freaking not bad. Let's see, what could he possibly do? He can't cast Omnath next turn. What did you miss? Not too much, man. I did a little bit of a deck breakdown. But other than that, not too much. Let's see, Rimrock only pumps power. I think I'm just gonna sit. I don't need to cast Bone Crusher right now. Oh, yeah, so this is the first game of the stream for tonight. Is what I'm getting at. Alright, so this is like Gruul Adventures. I'm just gonna take 3. I don't want to get, like, wild here. Get blown out by something. Cool, man. Well, I'm glad to have you here. What are you cooking? Oh, he's just casting Lovestruck Beast. Well, let's see. I think I'm going to Giant Killer the Lovestruck Beast, and next turn play double Bone Crusher, I think. Nice, man. Sounds good. And then we can play Omnath once we stabilize some of this shit. That's a good pickup. If he has, like, Questing Beast, this is where we're gonna get kind of punished, but oh well. Let's see, I'll grab a source. Always grab green next turn. Actually, I'm gonna hold up Brazen Borrower, because if he has, like, Questing Beast, then I'd rather do that. Hamburgers and things. What are your and things? Because he doesn't have anything now, I'm just gonna kill it. I don't want to take infinite damage from this stupid Rimrock Knight. I'm not exactly sure what he could play here outside of, like, Ember Cleave, and that doesn't solve the problem for him. So now we can, like, pop off with Omnath. Yeah, that's fine. So here we're going to Omnath. Bada bing, bada boom. Get this going. Yes, that is correct, Jimbo. Grab another blue. Get a Bone Crusher in here. And we might as well play Giant Killer. Try to be as mana efficient as possible. All the triggers! Yeah. We only didn't use a blue mana, which is whatever. When you've got Omnath in your deck, your life total is much more secure. But I got the notion on his previous turn that he didn't have too much else going on. So, like I said, that's why I decided to save the life and Bone Crush the idiot. Okay. If he wants to attack and trade for my other Bone Crusher, I am perfectly fine with that. Okay. Let's see, he's at 1 card in hand, go to 8, I think. I think Giant Killer is more valuable alive. Yeah, it's fine. Especially if we, like, draw Omnath here. Which we did not, but we could have. Let's see, so we just play Bone Crusher, hold up Giant Killer, I suppose. Do it this way, we keep all of our colors up. Attacks. It's only on spells. Yeah, so we can tap it if we need to. Robber, okay. Does he have Rimrock Knight? Gonna make him have something. Sure. Let's see, so I kind of want to get Clover, Keeper, and Bone Crusher. Can I do that? That's 6 mana. That would tap us all the way out. I guess we don't have to play Clover until we're like actually casting an adventure card. So let's not expose it if we don't have to. There you go. Daddy's in the house. Yeah. I mean, he's got 1 card, whatever. I'm willing to trade Giants here. Sure. Resolve. Doink. Let's see, so now we can Omnath, gain 4. Let's play Omnath, see what happens first. He's pretty good here. Play Clover, I think we can take a turn off. Yeah, fuck it, whatever. Got him. Okay, so this is what I was talking about post-board. I want to bring in 1 Red Cap Melee, 1 Wilt. Maybe not Wilt, I guess, but my brain initially went to the mirror match. But he's got Embercleave. Do you think he has Clover? He's got all those adventure creatures. Definitely want a Red Cat Melee. Got a standard black mutate deck. They have like the bat and the shark. Innkeeper no Clover does seem a little weird. I guess I could bring in a Wilt on the strength of him like having it and just cycle it away. I switched this out from Return to Nature purely for that reason, because like it kind of gives us the ability to bring it in if we're not sure, and then get rid of it if we need to. What do we not like in this matchup? Do you think escape is a little too slow? And we should just like try and bank on like establishing board control and then like Fae of Wishes for card advantage at some point outside of, you know, getting the adventure stuff. It's kind of what I'm leaning towards. Maybe cut like a beanstalk and an escape. Especially if we're on the draw, like this card might not have time to matter quite that much. I think I'm going to try that. We've got 2 of them and we can always Fae of Wishes for more. If that's what it comes down to. I'll give it a shot. Oh, yeah, it's got Polywog Symbiote. That makes sense. I've seen worse 7s on the draw. Got Clover plus double 2-drop interaction spell. Seems fine. Question is, are we going to have time to get a Clover down before we need to kill that thing? Probably. Okay. Similar to last game, I think we're going to play Branch Loft as the white source. Well, I guess we don't have a choice. So we can play this either as a red or a green source. I think, again, red is going to be slightly more important here. I'm going to get a Clover down. He didn't have like a Rimrock Knight. Our life isn't under that much duress. If he plays something like an Empress Shield Breaker next turn, then whatever, he fucking got us. Yeah, alright, that also works. This turn, I'm actually going to cast the Beanstalk Giant. Well, actually, no. I'm going to play Clover first, because then we can double Beanstalk, double Bone Crush. That seems like a better call to me. Yeah, that's fine. I can tango with a Love-Struck Beast for a little while. Let's go get Mountain Island. And then I'm going to do this main phase. I don't exactly know what he's got going on here. But, you know, unless he's playing like literal giant growth, I don't think we get destroyed there. That's fine. What did he get? He got Forest. Okay. Would love to draw a land here. The best land. What a fucking joke, dude. Alright. I'm gonna get another green source here because we don't have enough of those yet. So I can... Should we escape the wilds here? Just try to go like super fucking huge? Well, we're not gonna get the mana off Omnath if we do that. So if we do it this way, I can go grab Red Cap Melee or like... What's on our board? Red Cap Melee, Primal Might is also in our deck. I think I'm going to do this because it's the most mana efficient play we can make this turn. Outside of casting like Brazen Bar or bounce, like double bounce plus Bone Crusher Giant, but that seems like god awful to me. So we can grab a land. That's also a thing we could grab, so we guarantee we have something to do next turn. What's in our bin? Anything? I definitely want Red Cat melee, pretty sure. Maybe I should get 2 removal spells. If I get Red Cat melee, I can stop him from, like, totally wrecking us, or I can just let him concede the match. Alright. Like I said, we had the ladder reset, so it's whatevers right now. I think that was probably a little bit premature on his part, but whatever. Let him do what he wants to do, I guess. Alright. Final boss, are you Lyle? Is that who I'm seeing? This hand's not great, but if we draw a land, then Beanstalk Giant can pop off with these clovers. Oh, it's this shit. Okay, well. I saw you liked my post on Facebook. Alright, well, we're definitely going to need to grab an Ugin at some point. I guess we could... We have to kill this now. Kill this right now. I'm trying to think. So, if we don't kill this now, we play Clover. Next turn, we can play Beanstalk Giant, grab 2 lands. Go up to 5, 6. I'm just trying to think if we're going to have time to get, like, Ugin and clean this entire board up with the Fae of Wishes. Following turn, we Fae of Wishes to grab the land and Ugin. Yeah, I'm leaning towards that as well. I know, like, this deck can get way the fuck out of control, so... Just, like, wondering if I need to be cautious or not. But I think that's me, like, my typical mentality is, like, be cautious, you know? As much as possible. Plus, like, if it comes down to it, we can always just Beanstalk Giant, double Bone Crusher Giant at next turn. Like, it's not the end of the world. But what's likely going to happen next turn is Beanstalk Giant plus Lucky Clover, so I can triple Fae of Wishes the following turn. Or, you know, at some point. I wonder if this is like the mutate variety. Because this puts... Okay, so that's not the guy that puts a copy, that's the other dude. I guess what it comes down to is, can I execute my game plan before he gets to do his? And I think having Clover plus Beanstalk Giant allows us to do that. He's got Yorvo. I guess we can Beanstalk Giant double crush Yorvo. Let's go ahead and do that. That means I need to grab white, blue, so I kind of fucked that up. If I want to be able to cast Omnath. Told you that was going to come up. That's right, we're going to grab... I will grab white-red. I think. We don't have a big... This is a big draw to have a second blue source at the moment. This will let us keep our options for next turn open. I don't care about that. Oh wait, I do care about that. Oh shit. Alright, well. The whole fucking game just went to shit. I thought it didn't get... Yeah, I didn't think he got counters unless the creatures were bigger than him. Whoops. Whoops-a-dazer. Alright, well, so we take, what, 8 this turn, maybe? Yeah. I hope I draw a land here. That would be optimal. Land with Omnath, please. Problem is I can't Omnath plus play Edgewall Innkeeper unless I rip another green source. Or a blue source. Another Clover is not what the doctor ordered. Let's see, I can play Edgewall plus Bone Crusher to try and draw land. Where's the oops button? Dude, fuck, I wish I knew. Edgewall plus Bone Crusher gives us the most defensive ability. And then if we can draw a land for Omnath. See, if we Fae of Wishes, we can get... I think that's what we have to do. We're like kind of in bad shape. And I don't think Omnath on its own is going to get us out of that. Wow, that was fucking stupid. That previous turn. I wonder if this guy is just like not on the combo plan, if he's just like mono green beatdowns or whatever. Yeah. He's probably gonna block with that guy anyway. Blocking here anyway, I think. I can always like double shoot these stupid tokens and play Bone Crusher, like if it comes down to that. So whatever. Life total is getting a little too low for me to feel comfortable doing otherwise. The super greedy play is to play Omnath and hope to draw a land. An untap land at that, and we have 4 of them that we could whiff on. Yeah, I mean, they could have forced some damage on me. Sure. I think what I have to do... Alright, let's fucking read this card again. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield, it gets a counter. Whenever creatures that have counters on them get targeted, he gets a creature. Okay, so we can double Bone Crush the 1/1s. Put a Bone Crusher into play. Like, we just need to draw a fucking land. That's all it comes down to. Starting that, so let's kill both of these. Yeah, exactly. He just, like, for some reason decided he didn't want to put all of his mana into the Primal Might. Doesn't it get trampled? It doesn't get trampled, but whatever. Still blocking here. Because we might not have the option to do that at some point. Like if he has another Primal Might or something, he might just kill us out of nowhere if we take too much damage. That's gonna throw a kink in things. That helps though. Brazen Borrower is a good draw. So we can, what? We can Clover now and bounce his entire board. Except for a 1/1. I guess he's gonna get, no, he'll get 3/1/1s, won't he? Whenever he becomes a target. We can at least buy ourselves a lot of time with that shit, though. Like, if he goes to combat, we just pick up his entire board. And fucking pray that we can draw another land in our 27 land deck. Zondu Mammoth. Okay. Okay. We'll bounce the copies on his other stuff, I guess. It probably doesn't matter, but whatever. There's no Autumn, Veil of Summer, or any of that kind of bullshit. Come on, land. Sweet. That's the other thing, is he doesn't have a lot of mana to be able to, like... Well, it's a land, I guess. It's not quite what I was looking for. So we can Omnath, draw a card, gain 4. I guess on this board, that's fine. So I think what I'm going to have to do, next turn we will Beanstalk Giant, or, yeah, we'll Beanstalk Giant, cast Fae of Wishes for Wilt, Ugin, and like once in future or something. I'm not fucking. We'll go from there. If we can get out of the next turn, I think we'll be okay. There's this big Stone Coil Serpent. Yorvo and small Stone Coil Serpent. Or Primal Might. And we drew that? Okay. So, now we don't even have to grab a land off of Fae of Wishes, although we're going to want to cast Ugin on the following turn. So, let's see. But we're going to have enough mana, I guess. So, Beanstalk Giant is free. So let's just do that, get it out of the way. I do not know. So we're gonna get Island, Forest. This is like the one position where having Storm's Wrath, I would like be happy to have it. And I guess we'll just grab. These doesn't matter. Now we will Fae of Wishes. Grab Wilt. Grab Ugin. And we'll grab... Shit, I guess we could grab, let's see. We can grab Primal Might and kill, like, Yorvo, I guess, or maybe Kazandu Mammoth. Yeah, we'll grab Primal Might. So, I guess, let's see. So we're gonna wilt this dork. Oh, I should have done it the other way around, shouldn't I? Oh well, whatever. I think I'm just gonna kill Yorvo. We'll just pump it all up. Okay, just get this idiot out of here. Alright, so now if we live, we can just save that for next turn. Gain 4 life and Ugin, we should be good. This is 10 damage. What do we think? He has a pump spell or something? I don't even think we need Omnath to be alive, so I'll put it in harm's way and we'll see what happens. Okay. If we can Ugin without having to -4... Okay. Let's see what you got, buddy. Trying to save Omnath because we can... I want to be able to have, like, a thing outside of Ugin in case he has, like, Questing Beast or something. So yeah, see, this is going to work out just fine. So we do this. Ugin, we get to -3, clean up the entire board. Fucking sick. And I guess we can... go ahead and play a Fae of Wishes just to have like another blocker just in case. Get in. We gotta start making some headway here. This doesn't block Questing Beast, obviously, but it's whatever. Sure, dude. Okay. It's pretty good. Let's see, so... we have Once in Future we can grab. We need to. Trying to think if I want to have this Fae of Wishes come back to my hand or not. Clover. Let's go ahead and do this now. I can play a Beanstalk Giant that's bigger than that stupid thing, so I'm not too worried about that. But I think I'm going to Clover first. Fae of Wishes. Alright, good enough. Alright, so... he has main deck Wilt, huh? That's kind of what I was thinking. Was get Beanstalk plus Fling going. So what do I not want here? Brazen Borrower doesn't seem like the best. But is there anything I plan on bringing in that's better than that? I guess maybe Essence Scatter is better? All this stuff's like kind of cheap though. I don't even know. Maybe this is just fine. We don't have to do anything. Maybe go like that. That's, yeah. Right on the money with me. We're on the draw, maybe we can like tag a 3-drop. His hand doesn't really do anything. It's really explosive if we draw like a single adventure creature. We also don't get to play Clover on turn 2 unless we skip out on playing Edgewall. This is second round. So I'm in silver right now because they just reset the ladder and I haven't played like anything since they did that. So take it with a grain of salt, but we played green-red semi-adventures, and this guy's just playing mono-green, so I'm willing. We're up a game. I'm willing to see where this goes. Yeah, I mean that's true. Okay, well at least now we can play Edgewall into Clover. They don't have a lot of good 2-drops though, which is nice. It's, yeah, I mean, whatever. Don't care about that. Alright, so I still think we just play Clover here, because if we rip, like, any adventure creature, we just get to dumpster him. So we'll see what happens here. Okay, Yorbo. Well, we don't have the red, but... Why do I have to have 3 Fable Passages in my hand? Are you kidding me? Whatever. See what happens, I guess. Got it, dude. We can rumble with Lovestruck Beast for a while, especially because we're just gonna kill the 1/1 with Bone Crusher, most likely. Oh, he's gonna give us this? Sweet, that means I don't have to waste a Bone Crusher. I just have to chump here. So if we take 9, that puts us to 6. Next turn we take 5 to 1, and if he draws any 1-drop, 1/1, then he gets to attack with Lovestruck too. I think we just have to chump here. Not great, but oh well. We're not trying to grind out value right now, we're just trying to survive. Okay, so let us... Let's play this as a... He's probably got a 1/1, doesn't he? Alright, well. Nothing much in doing. Just gotta kill this thing. Cross our fingers that all he has are more big guys. I'd be okay if he had, well, not that. Alright. That's probably gonna wrap it up. Unless we draw... Oh, yeah, that ain't gonna work. Forgot he gets a counter off the Kazandu Mammoth. Alright, well, let's just not keep a shit hand next time, how about? Few too many fabled passages in that hand. Yeah. I agree. That's top-level Magic commentary. So, what's going on with everybody out there? What's all happening on your Friday night other than watching me lose to green donks? Alright. Better hand, please. It's like more of the same. Omnath can do a lot of work if we get there. Yeah, I will not argue that point. You know what? Fuck it. Whatever. We got mana to cast Omnath. We have Edgewall on 1. We draw, like, literally any adventure creature. Should be fine. And we have 16 of them in the deck. Alright, that guy I'm okay with him having because he's, like, shown a propensity to want to just, like, leave mana back. I'm not offering the trade there because I would rather he just waste his time with Swarm Shambler. I'd give it a couple weeks and see what happens with any other bans that might be coming up. Because I don't think there's a non-zero chance that that will happen. Like it's pretty likely to happen, I guess is what I should say. Okay, well, could be worse. We can like Fae of Wishes for land. Maybe land Ugin. I'm pretty sure Omnath needs to go, and if they do that, I think like Winota likely needs to go as well. Other than that, I think things are probably okay. So we could take a turn off to Lucky Clover and get 3 1/1s. Kind of don't like doing that all that much. If we show him Ugin, then he's going to like slow the hell down. To a degree. And right now we can more or less like protect ourselves. So I'm gonna grab Ugin plus Needleverge Pathway. Just need to be hitting land drops. Can't believe we're missing them this badly. Attacks. Like next turn we can Clover, put counters, or put 1/1s into play, and perhaps even cast his Fave, which is going to draw another land. I think I'm just going to throw this Innkeeper under the bus. Because I want to take minimal damage here, but I kind of feel like I want to keep Omnath. What could he possibly have here? I mean, I know there's like combat tricks and shit, but... Is there anything that blows us out blocking Swarm Shambler? I feel like he wouldn't attack otherwise. That's what happens. If we lose Omnath, we can still Lucky Clover, make 1/1s. Yeah, fuck it. That was one I was thinking of. So if we Lucky Clover and make 1/1s, we're in like the same position as we were last turn. Whereas Escape might allow us to get to a position where we can cast Ugin next turn. Can we die next turn? He's got 11 on the board right now. Fuck it, spin the wheel. Perfect. Ugin online. We can even Love Struck for a couple tokens. Could have actually double Love Struck, that might have been even better. That's okay. I think Ugin's gonna seal this one up. It's fine. Provided we live through this turn anyway. Oh, I guess I should have brought Swarm Shamble. I always forget this fucking thing has trample. Good thing that didn't kill me. Alright, well, let's get our Ugin on. I think I am going to grab a blue source here. Bye. Okay. Essence Scatter right on time. I mean, I guess that's scary if he ends up getting some tokens or something, but... Oh man, I will take that. That is totally fine. Okay, so can we Clover... Yeah, we can Clover Escape to the Wilds Love-Struck Beast for tokens here. And we can do all that without even having to play a land off of Escape to the Wilds yet, so... Let's Clover... Make tokens. Why did it tap my other green source? You stupid fucking auto-tapper. Oh my god, I hate this game. Alright, whatever. Ugh. Stupid auto-tapper, man. Fucking wrecked by the auto-tapper. Alright, well, whatever. Dude, that's all I gotta do. Hell yeah, I had fun. Dude, never didn't have the win wrapped up. Fucking easy mode. Sweet. What do we got in the pack? Oh yeah, dude, I'm gonna be playing until 10 o'clock, man. Don't you worry. I think I do... As much as I talked about it initially, I guess I probably need one Storm's Wrath somewhere in this list. Maybe we can cut a dispute until we get around to, like, the higher rankings, or maybe we can just get rid of Once in Future. It feels like this card is, like, a super late game card. Fuck it. Yeah, we'll try that. I don't ever go for Once in Future. So we'll just cut it, put in a Wrath. If we'd had a Wrath right there in game 1, that would have just been, like, way easier. Yeah, actually, if you want to... Are you going to have to go here pretty soon, Lyle? No? Okay. This hand's pretty sus. I guess we do have Clover, double bounce with Petty Theft. We can even, if we want to, we can play a Giant Killer off this Branch Loft. See what happens. Yeah, PM me your arena shit. I'll add you after this. What are we on? Gruel Adventures again. gonna hold this pathway for now, just in case. I don't necessarily want to play it on the white side. Okay. Now we have to play it on the green side. Pretty sure. Beanstalk Giant, way more important than Giant Killer most of the time. Plus, if we draw land here, we can Beanstalk Giant grab Mountain Plains or something like that. Okay. Perfect. That means we're not going to be able to get blue, because I do want to have Omnath mana up. That's okay. So I need red, white. Man, if only this had been a stomp. Alright, so we can Omnath. But we cannot also cast something else. Shoo. I think what I'm more inclined to do this turn, well, shit, we only have one blue source. The blue source is pinching us a little bit here. Because I can't cast anything for 1 and a green. But I also don't like make any headway. I guess what I can do is play the land, use Brazen Borrower to bounce this shit, and then Giant Killer the Lovestruck Beast. That's like the most mana efficient thing I can do. I think now that I've played the land, I kind of have to make that play, because otherwise I should play Omnath first, then play the land. Questing Beast. Okay, so we can pick up... This actually works out alright, so we'll pick up Rimrock plus the token, and then kill the Questing Beast with Giant Killer. So it goes to beginning of combat. Let's make sure Auto Tapper doesn't fuck us in the ass again. Bounce here. And here. Then Lovestruck Beast doesn't get to attack us. And Questing Beast is down. Oh, we actually get to kill both. Never mind. I forgot we had Lucky Clover. For some reason. Hell yeah, that worked. So does he just play... Does he play something here? Edgewall? Oh, token. Okay. Oh, glad we waited until freaking combat to do that. Alright, well, Omnath. A Beanstalk. Some life points. Dude, this card is ridiculous, like in the correct deck. Like, we wouldn't have been able to make that play in any other deck. We just completely nixed his entire offense for 4 mana. So now... 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can actually just go grab Ugin with Fae of Wishes and cast it in the same turn. This card's fair. Let's get another source here. I'm gonna grab Ugin first, we'll see if he concedes to that. I guess I can also grab... I'll grab Escape to the Wild. It's like the most powerful thing to do on a follow-up after Ugin. Didn't even need it, baby. This card's stupid. What did we do in round 1? We brought in, like, a red cap melee. I have Embercleave, so I think what we did was cut one of the expensive or slow things and then bring in a couple cheap cards just to maybe be able to catch him. It's possible this should be an Essence Scatter instead of a Wilt. In fact, he didn't even show us like a single thing that this hits. Yeah, I'll just bring in, oops, not Dispute. I'll bring in the Scatter. 7 lands in this deck. Kind of wish we would stop bricking so hard on our mana. Yeah, I didn't see your comment about Pence, but I wouldn't doubt it. Fucking Bone Spurs is on his way to the hospital today. Tuesday rolls around, I could see it. If we have the time, this hand will be very good. We can turn 2 Clover, turn 3 Giant to kill 2 things, most likely. Or potentially even just like Bluffstruck and Edgewall Innkeeper if we get there. With another green source on turn 3. I'm willing to try this. We can literally cast every card in our hand, which is nice. So, and we don't have to get a stupid plains this game. We can roll with our Raugrin Triome. He has no 1-drop, which is fucking phenomenal for us. Although this is not a good rip. Yeah, it's fine. Alright, so let's play this on green. Clover. Hopefully he doesn't destroy this. Even if he does, it's not the end of the world. Then that means he's not playing, unless he has like Embreth Shieldbreaker, which he very well might, then he's not drawing a card to do that. So he's not drawing a card either way. He's got Shieldbreaker, which is fine. But he cannot cast the Shieldbreaker now to get a card off Innkeeper. So I think I can take 1 more turn off. I'm gonna take 1 more turn off. Try and cash in that play. Chances are he only has like 3 shield breakers in his sideboard. He might have a 4th, depending on how seriously he wants to fight the Clover fight. But provided he whiffs here, then we get to eat both of his creatures, and he's up like a half a card on us or something. Okay. Well, then we get to eat Robber the Rich and Edgewall Innkeeper. I don't care about Emperor's Shieldbreaker as a creature. And if we ever draw a fucking land, then we'll be in good shape. Got another Bone Crusher, so we can play this game for a little while. Can make some tokens of Bluffstruck Beast. Basically, if we draw any land, we get to cast 2 spells next turn. 2 spells that are quite reasonable. As in 2/2/2 or 2 1/1s and a pair of shocks. What you got, buddy? You obviously don't have a questing beast. Alright, that's fine. I believe that does mean we need to double stomp that thing, though. I guess we could make him pick it up. Well, I don't want to have him pick up Shield Breaker, though. Because then we lose our Clover. Feels like Bone Crusher's so good against his deck, though. I kind of don't want to use it on one creature. But he doesn't have that many resources. He untaps and he plays like a Questing Beast. That would be the best situation, ironically, because then we could Brazen Borrower to bounce that and the Mammoth. Then he doesn't get to replay them, but I'm not confident that he's got that, so I'm just going to take the play that I know is safe. At least in terms of, like, the information I have available to me right now. And we'll just hope we don't get blown out with a pump spell or something. Which does not appear to be the case. "27 lands, buddy. Come on. Show me the love." This card just been rotting in our hand the entire game. Alright, thank fucking God. So now... what do I want to do? Could play Edgekeeper and Fae of Wishes. Edgewall Innkeeper and Fae of Wishes. Draw a card. Take 4 from the Bone Crusher Giant. And then next turn... there. That also lets us get an Edgewall into play. And then the following turn we can start playing Bone Crushers to draw cards. I have to play this as a white source, unfortunately, because if we draw any other land that produces a color other than white or green next turn, then we can play Omnath. I guess I can... whatever. I think this is like a real lame use of Fae of Wishes, but... it's not that mode. I'm so used to casting Granted. Hopefully he doesn't have another stomp here. Alright, he does. I guess that's better than it going face right now, though. Okay, so there's the fucking land. As you just show up. At least next turn we can play Bone Crusher Giant and get 2 1/1s off a Lovestruck Beast. Burger Face, what's going on, buddy? Cheers. Taking it. Scavenge. Okay. I don't care about that guy. Nice, and we even drew Fable Passage for Omnath on the next turn. So, let us do this. Do this. And we'll cross our fingers that we get a next turn. Yeah, dude, guitar's where it's at anyway. Let's see, I don't have any creatures. He's got 3, so his Scavenging Ooze can be a 6/6. But I see why you were asking that, Lyle. The Metalocalypse and you couldn't refuse. This Questing Beast. Please no. Something else. It's like Stone Coil Serpent or something. Primal Might? I don't know what this guy's doing. Oh, Shatter Skull Smashing. Okay. That kills us. Oh, it doesn't kill us, but it puts us damn near dying. Especially if he doesn't come in with a shield breaker. Alright, so he has no mana, so he can't pump that stuff, so we've got to block here and here just to live. Now this turn we can Omnath. Play Fabled Passage. Crack this for a blue source. See, I'm gonna get 5 mana. I want to kill Scavenging Ooze while the getting's good. I need to be able to cast both halves of Bone Crusher Giant, so I need a red source. I guess I could play Lovestruck Beast, that's a better blocker. Yeah, fuck it. We're still probably gonna lose Omnath here, but it's whatever. Okay. We are not dead, so far that I can tell. See, if you don't block there, then you just risk, like, dying to that card, and I was like, that's the one card that kills us here, and I don't think we can take that chance. Okay, so what do we do here? We can play Branch Loft. We're playing this as a green source, there's no reason we're not. And then we can just double Bone Crush here, or we can Bone Crush and pick up Edgewall, Embereth, and lose our Lucky Clover. I think that's okay. That'll buy us some time at least. We're stuck on 2 lands for like 4 turns this game, and we may be able to pull this out. Alright, so we've got to do this now. So now our board position is up a Bone Crusher Giant. He has to spend all this time, like, casting this stuff, which frankly he might have just drawn a land to begin with. So it's whatever. But now we get to play, like, Bone Crusher, maybe even just hard cast this Fae of Wishes. We could try going for Escape the Wilds. But I think we have to just take the for sure thing this turn. Oh shit, whoops, that is not the card I meant to. Alright, so this means we're gonna have to chump Lovestruck Beast, but that's okay. So I think we just get Ugin and pray to draw land. I guess we could get Storm's Wrath. Storm's Wrath leaves us open to him playing any 1/1 creature for Lovestruck Beast. And he's gonna know about it too. So he could sandbag it. But maybe we don't have time to worry about that. If we ever get to cast this Escape to the Wilds, we could Storm's Wrath and play like Fae of Wishes on the following turn. So let's just take the thing we know we can cast next turn. Okay. Alright, Storm's Wrath was the call. Thank God. So now we can block, chump. Take 3, go to 2. Hope he never draws Stomp. So we will Storm's Wrath, and then Fae of Wishes. Now if he draws a 1-power creature, we at least have a chump blocker. If he does not, and he does not draw a Stomp, we can cast Escape to the Wilds next turn. Sweet. Or we can grab that. I think Escape is better in this situation, though. First Escape to the Wilds that we've cast this fucking stream. Holy shit. Wow, we drew literal nothing. We could play... I can't cycle from hand, so I have to remember that. I would like to play, I think... This is on... It's on an adventure? No, that's the card I drew for the turn. I think I want to play Triome Edgewall this turn. Oh, and I get to play another land. Nice. I don't think there's any world that I want to cast this Fae of Wishes as a Fae of Wishes right now. Fuck it. He obviously blanked last round, last turn. Can't kill Fae of Wishes and attack with Lovestruck Beast this turn. Or, you know, kill Edgewall and attack, whatever. That's good. Okay. I'm so glad that card doesn't go face. Thank fucking God. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Not quite enough to kill Lovestruck Beast yet. This is a game I would love to have once in future. Fuck. Alright, well, we are casting Fae of Wishes. I guess I can grab... That's not very good. Essence Scatter doesn't do a lot of shit right now, because like we need to find a way to not lose to a couple of different things. Should I just Escape the Wilds again? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I can play 2 lands, so I can get a Fae of Wishes back into play. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So we have to play this first. crack this. Source. Let's go for. I'm going to tap my mana in a way that I don't get wrecked. Ooh, Giant Killer's good. So I can Island, will Giant Killer. I might, actually I think I have to save Giant Killer, because if he has like Questing Beast, then we might just die. If he has a 1/1 or something like that, then we can at least kill the Lovestruck Beast. So this will protect us from both sides. Alright, so. Good thing we waited. That was a fucking fantastic draw. So now we can like start playing all this shit and drawing cards. Reload our hand. Hell yeah. Lovestruck Beast is a good call. I think, let's see, I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 more mana, plus the one in my hand. I have 11. Like, I could just, like, fucking cast everything. 2, 4, 5... 9... I can almost cast everything. So I'm gonna grab, let's see, what do we have? 2 mana plus the 1, so I'm gonna grab both Essence Scatter, Negate, or we have Scatter in the deck. So I'm going to grab, well, whatever. Oh my god. Wow, it's almost like when you have mana, you can actually do things. I can't believe I fucking won that game, dude. Well, he got a little impatient. I think there's a real chance he still could have won that if he just ripped a stomp, but that right there sealed it. Because I was going to have Negate to close that line out. I think we get Negate, Red Cat Melee, just to have a 1 mana removal spell to kill. Like if he draws Questing Beast or something. We have a million lands, we can throw one away at that point. Alright, Lyle, did you message me your stuff? I'm going to take a quick bathroom break, so shoot that over to me, and then I will get you added when I come back and we will battle. Yeah, be right back, guys. Alright, guys. I am back. Daniel, thanks for the $2, bud. I guess I still don't have my uh, notifications for donations set up. I thought I did. I will verify that, but I appreciate it, man. Okay, Lyle, give me 1 second. I will get you added. I decided while I was taking a piss that I do want to have Once and Future in here. After I just said that I don't ever frickin' go for that card, it would have been real nice to have right there. So I'm taking out a Dispute, I think. I mean, I know you're probably playing your blue-black deck, so I'm not gonna use that to, like, weigh my decision here. But I think overall, I just don't really want that card. Like a third card right now. Final boss. Alright. I see you. Direct challenge. Let's see, you want to do 3 of, right? I would assume. I guess we can just do it as a tournament match. Traditional standard, best of 3, coin flip, timers. The real deal. Just don't ghost me, bro. Sounds good, man. Good luck. Oh, look at this. Ugin versus Bolus. How appropriate. Hell yeah, I'm on the draw with a trash hand. Okay, get out of here. Hard to argue with this as your 6. Get one of these out of here. I wish that had been a Raugrin trial, but oh well. Okay. Interested to see what Mr. Final Boss has here. Okay, he's got his Poliwag Symbiote, and I'm just on Infinite Clovers all day, every day. Really need to draw a Brazen Borrower. He's on some mutate strategy. Brazen Borrower is like one of my best cards. Although it's a little awkward having multiple Lucky Clovers out when he's probably just trying to stack one big thing. But, you know, what are you going to do? Let's see, so the bat costs 6 to mutate. He could just play a bat, I suppose. But whatever, I don't think we have any other better line than just slamming Lovestruck Beast. You could have a counterspell or something, but not giving him a free 1-1. I'm gonna make him fight. Alright, so he is just casting the bat. Okay. This thing sacrifice a creature. Okay. He also gets to destroy. So I'm gonna be down to 2 1-1s. Oh man, this mana. Well, I think I'm gonna hold that in case he has like the discard mutate guy. And I ain't blocking, so get in there, I guess. What's the mutate cost on this thing? 5? Cool. Not blocking a Zagoth Mamba, so whatever. I do not believe we are winning this game, team. Did not draw anything. Yeah, alright. Okay. So, let's see. What does not seem good? Beanstalk seems pretty horrible. Take a pair of disputes. Whoops. I will take an Essence Scatter. And I think that's all I want to do. Maybe we'll cut one. Escape to the Wilds. I was thinking about cutting a Bone Crusher Giant, but the thing is, like, if we get a Clover down, and then Bone Crusher Giant kills most of the stuff in his deck. Like, even the Pouncing Shore Shark is a 5/4, so we get to take it out. This gives us 3 counter spells to fight over some of that stuff. This doesn't kill Batra for 1 mana, but, you know, it does hit a number of his other good things, presumably. Seems about right. I don't usually like cutting a lot of engine cards on the play. Giant Killer also seems really good against his deck most of the time. Alright, well, let's try it, see what happens. Hey look, a hand we can actually keep. Not a hand that has turn 2 Stomp, turn 3 Bone Crusher Giant, but we can get both Edge Walls into play and play Bone Crusher on 3 if nothing else happens. We have our white mana locked up on Raugrin Triome, so we don't have to dick around with that. It's nice. Passage is a good time. Kinda wondering if I want to get the 1/1 off of Lustruck Beast and then cast Lustruck Beast, saving an Edgewall Innkeeper, or if I just want to like play Innkeeper, smash Lustruck Beast into play. I guess we can see where things go. We don't have to make a call right now. I'm just gonna play this. I have a hard time believing that he's got stuff post board to like kill both of our things, especially if he's gonna brick on land drops. Unless he accidentally clicked go right there for some reason. We'll get that in the post-game interview. So yeah, now we just play Lovestruck Beast and slam. Alright. That was a non-game the other way around. I don't think our sideboard changes after that from being on the play to being on the draw. In fact, there's an argument that this gets even better on the draw. Oh yeah, let's keep it. Not great, but we'll keep it. We actually have an adventure creature that we can utilize. So now if he goes like Polywog Symbiote on turn 2, we can set up to Bone Crush it away. Wait, well, he didn't. See if he... Nope, no counter spells. Wonder if he has any counter spells at all. Wouldn't surprise me, but maybe he doesn't. Okay, so we're just gonna play Edgewall, Innkeeper, second Clover here, and just be set to go big. What do you have, sir? Okay. Okay. So we're gonna take a point, take 3 more on the attack, and then next turn we are going to play another Lucky Clover and kill both of his creatures. Alright, so let's crack this for a white source. Clover. Bone Crusher. Alright, so we get to clean up his board, get a point. Next turn we can Edgewall plus Bone Crusher to draw 2 cards. Hopefully. Not real excited to attack into all this open mana when he has like Batra and Pouncing Shore Shark. He might even have the Voracious Great Shark. Let's see if we can bait it out. He does. We're gonna get a couple cards, so even if he counters this, it's not like the absolute end of the world. Getting in a point of damage there is not worth the risk of throwing away Edgewall Innkeeper. So... He's gonna bounce something. Kill something. Get in for 4. Alright, so I want to play Granted here. I think I can do that pretty safely. If he has Mystical Dispute or whatever, it only counters 1 copy. Does not really matter. We can get a red cap melee. I think I like that actually. I will throw away an island to just make sure he gets taken off of whatever. guess we can work our way up towards Ugin, so we can grab one of those. Grab... Escape. And we might as well grab... Primal Might. Let's see how that works. We draw a green source, we get to go off, but we did not. But we do have triple clover, so this Beanstalk Giant actually nets us a mana. We get both green. And I guess we're just going to get all of our basics, so fuck it. Cool, so now we get to edge wall. Tokens off Love Struck Beast. And cast Fae of Wishes and draw 2 cards. Draw a couple cards first. Math's fine. I think I'm actually just gonna cast Love Struck Beast. I don't care about the 1/1s right now. I just want to get extra cards. Plus having a 5/5 in play seems awesome. Mystical Dispute is a great pickup there. If he goes for any like EOT blue card right here, we just like blow him the hell out. Kaboom! Discard a card. Yeah. By Raugrin Triome. Play something else. Okay, nothing else. So he knows we have Ugin. He does not know we have Omnath for our Primal Might. What I can try to do is bait out the Primal, or any like interaction that he has. If I go to like Primal Might Lovestruck Beast to fight Cavern Whisperer, and then we can slam Ugin. Otherwise we can just play Omnath and life is good, like play Escape to the Wilds or something like that. So I don't care if he like does anything about this. And he does not. Let's just get in there. Let's see, so he could have like Extinction Event, I suppose. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11. So I have 11 mana. Whatever. I'm going to say Branch Loft. There's no reason for me to play it right now. Might as well have it to gain 4 life off Omnath. Yep. I mean, he's got to have something else here or he's dead. Alright, well, game 2 wasn't really a game, and game 1 was kind of lame, but got there in the end, I suppose. Good games, man. Alright, well, let's get... I think we'll have time for perhaps 2 more. Thanks for the W, dude. Get this hand out of my face. This is acceptable, I suppose. I think I might actually have to throw this Bone Crusher Giant back, just in case we don't draw anything for a while. But I could also just throw the Edge Wall back. You know what, I'm going to throw one Edge Wall back, I guess. Because we have like a perfect 1-2 curve into potential.
Well, you've got one heck of a nerve.
Jilliran, thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. Yeah, dude, that Bone Crusher play was, holy shit, that was brutal. Please no. Son of a bitch. Alright, well, that's okay. We've got Clover. Yeah, as soon as you tapped out for that,
well,
I
you've
was
got
like, cool,
one heck of a nerve.
We're gonna double smack him around here. Final Boss 208, aka Lyle, thanks for the follow, man. Good games. Jilliran is also a friend of mine too, Jillian. Whoa, a Temple of Deceit. Oh, is this some like wonk Grixis control list? I have a feeling that's the case. I don't think I want to play Bone Crusher naked here. Might be able to get something better than that. Yeah, you had me worried a little bit after game one. Like, granted, I didn't really draw like anything meaningful at all. Like I had 2 clovers in my opener, drew another clover, just like didn't have any adventure creatures to go with it, so just kind of got like destroyed. Yeah, I mean it wasn't necessarily trash, but it just didn't end up like being a great game. Game 2 was trash because I don't know if you just said go on accident and didn't play your second land, or if you were just stuck on one, in which case I'm not sure why you kept it. But you also had like a Polywog symbiote. Did you have a symbiote? Yeah, I figured as much. If he wants to like spend a counter spell on this, I'm gonna be deliriously happy. He does not, so. Let's go for another blue. Okay, that's why I went for a Plains first, in case he decided he wanted to like counter the other one. So now we have Omnath next turn. Hopefully. This is interesting. I have not seen a Grixis control list in a long time, actually. There's an argument for me, like, just playing Fae of Wishes, or playing Granted, and, like, making him, again, have to choose between, like, doing a thing and just letting it go. I think until I have, like, a fetch land or something, I don't really want to play this Omnath. We could try to escape the wilds. There's that. We play Fae of Wishes, we're like guaranteed to get a land at least. And right now that's all I need to do is make sure we're hitting land drops. So, I'm going to grab Mystical Dispute first, and then I will grab Needle Verge Pathway. Or he's just going to do that, that's fine. Like, he is losing on that exchange. He's going down a card every single time I did. So I'm okay with that. Oh, he's not even casting that. So here, I think all I'm going to do is cast Edgewall Innkeeper into Bone Crusher. Like, he's going to... It's like he's trying to 1-for-1 us on every single count, so... You know, fuck it. That's the game he wants to play. That's the game we're going to play. I'm going to beat him at that game. This deck draws so many fucking cards, virtual or otherwise. So he's got a removal spell here, probably, would be my guess. Question is, what does he kill? The Innkeeper that's, like, burying him in card advantage, or the Bone Crusher? Okay, he's got a Shark Typhoon. That's fair. Let's see what he can do. He might have Ugin, which I do need to consider. But he can't cast it as long as I have 3 mana up. Unless he, like, leads with a duress effect or something. I think what I want to do first is get a little bit more mana into play. We're winning the race right now, so, like, we don't need to do anything that crazy. And this turn, I can just get, like, Forest Mountain and, like, threaten to play Omnath as well. We get a Forest, because if he's doing the same thing he's been doing, he's going to counter this. Yeah, that's fine. Don't care. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If he has Ugin, be able to play it next turn, theoretically. But I don't know if that matters or not. Take it up to 9 to kill Bone Crusher Giant, and we don't have a great way to fight that. If I had a second Clover and I could get 3 lands off of this Beanstalk Giant, I would probably go for it, but I think I have to sit back on Dispute. He knows I have it, like, obviously, I grabbed it and it's currently being revealed from my hand. But he doesn't have 9 mana next turn, so he can't duress us and play Ugin. So he'd have to, like, find 2 more lands or duress us this turn and then Ugin next turn, without us, like, getting another counterspell. Plus, like I said, he's losing the race right now, so he needs to, like, address that. Bone Crusher. I do not care about Bone Crusher. Trying to figure out a way if I could sneak this Omnath into play. Because I kind of want to get Omnath into play before we play Beanstalk Giant. That way we get the second landfall trigger and get 4 more mana. Cast like a Fae of Wishes for a gate as well. Because now he's established a better board position than us. So if we do it this way... Alright, well, let's just see what happens. We could sit here and, like, theory craft all day, but at some point we just have to, like, go for it, you know? And he only seems to be playing, like, 3 mana counterspell, so we might be able to just nab him with this, Mystical Dispute. I'm gonna try. Force him to have something else. So there's another card that we're up. We don't need another white, so I'm going to play this as a Branch Loft. I'm going to attack. Could probably trade Giants here. Yeah. But this puts us back in the lead in terms of the race. Ashiok. Okay. Exile a Crad. We don't need this other Beanstalk Giant. Got enough Beanstalks as it is. he's going to be a real sad boy when we Beanstalk and Omnath this turn kill his Ashiok, which is likely what's going to happen. Okay. In fact, I might even have to wait on casting this Beanstalk Giant until next turn, just so I can make that play. Because if he bricks here, then he doesn't have anything going on. I'm going to take the chance. He's already spent 3 neutralizes. No, he's got a crop set. Okay. I'm going to get rid of this escape, because we can always find an escape with Fae of Wishes. Not too worried about that. You can't cast the Proxa again, which is nice, so it's Omnath. Beanstalk Giant. Grab blue. We just blue here. We'll get a red, I guess. Why not? Play Branch Loft as a green source. We'll kill his Ashiok. Cast Fae of Wishes is granted. Draw 2 Krads. So we are going to grab Essence Scatter and Ugin, I believe. So he's going to go for that Proxa. Actually, we might want Negate. Again. Yeah, let's go Negate Ugin. And we'll hang on to this Crag Crown pathway. Got it, buddy. Yep. So now we have protection from his next, like, Ashiok or his own Ugin or something like that. Actually, I want to leave blue and a red up, because that's the most threatening mana. We will -2. Kills his entire board. Alright, we're in good shape. We got Negate backup, Ugin, and Omnath rolling, plus a Clover. Like any adventure creature we draw. We can also just, like, get a Beanstalk Giant into play. Next turn. We need, like, another fat guy. He's just dead in Ugin, with Ugin in 2 turns, so. Got him. Alright, so in this matchup, I think Giant Killer is not great. Mystical Dispute is. Gate is great. Escape is less great. I don't mind Borrower because it's a way to fight over shark tokens and like pressure him if he doesn't have too much going on. We can pressure an Ashiok if it's forced to like come down and bounce a Omnath or whatever. So I'll keep those in there. But Giant Killer like doesn't accomplish much. So that's an easy cut. And Escape to the Wilds is going to be difficult to resolve when he's got so many counter spells, and presumably he might have a few more. And he might also have like duress effects, so cutting down on 5 mana sorceries that he can't steal with it seems like a good move. Duress is actually not good against this deck, like, at all. You get to take Clover, maybe a counter spell, or Escape to the Wilds. Everything else is creatures. So if he's smart, he's playing Agonizing Remorse. I've seen worse hands. This combo is really why I'm keeping it. I don't really care about this so much, or even the edge wall is kind of whatever, but being able to get ahead on mana, potentially, is going to be really key. Especially because he was making such bad exchanges on that. Like, I guess he did get to, like, keep me off of having Beanstalk Giant access, like, actually casting Beanstalk Giants, but it's not that important. Like, trading down on a card is way worse. I had a Beanstalk Giant I didn't even have time to cast. So, it's like, is that even worth it? I think I am going to play Clover here. It gives us the highest upside. Branch Loft, we might want to play as a white source, so. If he wants to counter this, fucking great, dude. I don't care. He's gonna try and fight that fight again. So here, I'm gonna play Branch Loft as a white source just in case he does something funky. I'm gonna get a blue and a red, I think. He might have Negate. That's about the only thing that can counter it in this spot, outside of like Jwari Disruption or something like that. So let us get a red source. And I'm actually going to get a green source if this resolves, which it doesn't. So. Negate's not a bad card against this deck, but when Clover's already in play, it's kind of a losing proposition. You could have a way to deal with this, I suppose. There is artifact removal in red, of course. I think I'm going to get rid of Brazen Borrower. We don't have the... I guess we do have the mana to cast it, but next turn I can go Edge Wall plus Bone Crusher, and this dice is Spikefield Cave, or a Spikefield... whatever, Hazard. And he's probably going to try and Mystical Dispute us this turn, so we could play around that. And he just spent... Let's not cast that, let's cast that. He just spent one of his Spikefield Hazards playing a land. I understand holding a land for Omnath, but the 4 life is not relevant here. I'd rather just be able to cast Escape the Wilds and get as much mana as possible the following turn. Proxa. Okay. Oh, we're going to be tapping out, so this Negate is not doing anything. I think I want to cast Escape before I cast Beanstalk. I think. Let's see, he does not have enough to Croxa us, so... He has a Negate, but he does not have a Negate, so... And we got a Mystical Dispute. Oh, I hope he goes for like an Ashiok this turn. That'd be so fucking nice. Nothing. Okay, so let us smash first. I'm going to Omnath. I have Mystical Dispute up, and then I can cast Beanstalk Giant off the Fable Passage. And perhaps even the other half of Beanstalk Giant. I can't do the math in my head right now. Let's see, Essence Scatter. I guess I should have cast the one from Exile. Whoops, that was a mistake. That being the case, I think I have to actually counter this. Don't make that play. That was a bad play. the fuck happened? Oh, did I accidentally Jesus Christ. I think I fucking essence scattered my own Omnath. That's fucking ridiculous. Alright, well, whatever. Play stupid, win stupid prizes. Let's see, so we need just another green and a red, I guess. I guess we can get green and a blue. Like, make it think we have a counter spell or something. Alright, we're gonna get owned by Extinction Event, but whatever. I'd rather get 2 cards off of Edge Wall here. Sweet, so I'm gonna hang on to this Ketria Triumph because he's most likely gonna Croxa us right here. Results. I mean, this game's gonna end pretty quick, so it doesn't matter that much. Let's see, I actually lose Brazen Borrower, but that doesn't matter. If the game's gonna end right here, it doesn't really matter. Okay, cool. You ask how I beat you? I just, like, out-card advantaged you, dude. In that game 3, I just, like, fucking went off, man. There's so many cards off of, Oh, when I play like that? Yeah. Well, you know. I could have sworn I clicked on the Essence Scatter, but apparently not. Apparently I'm a big stupid. But, you know, the deck's really rewarding. Apparently. Rewarding. It's really rewarding. It's really rewarding. That's the guy, the Orin Reef Ooze. That's the one that copies. Wait. Is that not it? No, whatever. Doesn't matter. Yeah. It's a really forgiving deck. Dude, I don't blame you. I was, like, beating myself up in my head, too. I was like... So first of all, I cast the Omnath that was not from the Escape the Wilds, right? Which is going to go away at the end of the turn anyway. Then, when I Mystical Dispute, I accidentally Mystical Dispute my own Omnath. You know, I'm just going to write it as I was just flexing on my opponent. I didn't need those cards. Well, obviously, I didn't need them. I freaking won the game anyway, so... Thank God. But yeah, like... Any other deck, you would just get, like, destroyed for making bonehead plays like that. This is not exciting, but I'll keep it. That was interesting, though. I've not run across a deck like that before. Just like straight up blue-black control. No Jwari Disruption. Oh, this might be rogues. Yep. Sweet. I don't want either of those cards. I think what I'm going to do is not run Bone Crusher Giant into... Or Stomp, rather, into Drown in the Loch, if I can help it. So I am just going to play Beanstalk Giant here, trying to get some lands. Go for a red and a white if I get the opportunity here. For the most part, that deck only plays Drown in the Loch as Yeah, if we go red and the white here, then we get to Bone Crusher Giant. As... What am I fucking trying to say here? As counter spells. So, I don't... This is like the best card in their deck. I'm just gonna kill it right now. I don't care about Cunning Nightbonder that much. I'm not planning on countering anything, so whatever. This does kind of allow him to like stay toe-to-toe with us on mana, but most of the cards in their deck cost like color or color, so it's not reducing that many costs overall. Let's see, so here I could Fae of Wishes on Granted. That does not get drowned in the lock. I could Edge Wall plus Bone Crusher. I can Edge Wall, and if that gets drowned in the lock, then I can Fae of Wishes. Let's try doing that. Okay. I would prefer to mana up. Actually, no, I wouldn't. Because I want to keep both colors up anyway, I guess I'll just play this island. All good. Because I knew we were drawing Bone Crusher Giant, dude. No problem. Oh, I hope he plays like another 2/2 here or something. Or like another, whatever the fuck this guy is, Soaring Thought Thief. Oh my god, watch this. Woo! Get fucked. Boo! 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 Oh my god, this deck. Holy shit. Fuck me up. Okay, so... I don't think we need to change anything, to be honest. Oh man. That's so funny. You played a Slither Wisp. Oops. He would have been better off just sitting there and not doing anything. Part of me thinks that's funny. Part of me is like, damn it, because I like Slither Wisp as a card. It's kind of unfortunate that it's not that great. Kind of like this hand is not that great, but we can turn to Innkeeper plus make a token and Lovestruck Beast, and we're on the draw, so let's see what happens. Ooh, Clover's good. Okay. Perfect, I do not need land. So here... I guess I just have to go for Clover. Like, if they drown in the lock, then they drown in the lock, whatever. If they want to drown in the lock this, it's like, fine, I guess. Yeah. It's trading for the best card in his deck. And we just drew another one, so fucking Mize. "22 lands, you have Zagoth Mamba, Symbiote, Dasher, Bat, Hemophage. Is Hemophage the sacrifice guy? Alright, so here, what I'm going to do is play another Lucky Clover, and if he takes the bait on this, I'm just gonna blow his ass out of the water. Not gonna do anything. There's no reason to. Let's see what he does here. Nothing. Okay. Well, let's see what you got here, buddy. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna target... How many cards do we have in the bin? 3. This puts 2, and the Thieves Guild guy only does it on the attack. You play another Thieves Guild, puts 4 up to 7. You get up 2 plus drown. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to target Thieves Guild with 2 and Slither Wisp with 1. So I'm going to target the main spell on Slither Wisp and both copies on Thieves Guild Enforcer. Okay, well, he's had enough. Bone Crusher Giant is extremely good against that deck to begin with, and then on top of that, like having Lucky Clover just like takes it over the top. Okay, so Hemophage is the drain guy. I guess that makes sense. Which one is the sacrifice guy? Is that yeah, is that the Whisperer? Alright, I'm going to take a brief break again. Just run to the restroom and I'll be right back, guys. Harvester, okay. Oh, I see, yeah. For some reason, my brain did not pick up on the fact you had typed Harvester. Alright, I'll be right back. Okay, back like I never left. So that particular match is like a pretty good indication to reinforce kind of what I've had in my head and what I've heard the conversation going around about in terms of rogue decks. Where like the individual cards are not that powerful. Um, so you're really reliant on your synergies getting going. And if modern Magic especially over the last couple of years has taught one thing, is that synergy decks are really difficult to pull off. Like the payoff has got to be like very good for that to be a strategy worth pursuing. You're way better off most of the time just playing like individually powerful cards. Like every card in this list, with the exception here or there of cards like Giant Killer is kind of only alright. Um, but for the most part, all the cards in this adventure list are like just things you want to be doing anyway. And then they just happen to have like a creature attached to them. Like every single one of these cards draws a card. Like all these adventure cards. So you always joke about like, oh, what if Shock drew a card? Well, what if Shock always drew a 4/3, you know? Or what if your Rampant Growth always drew a star creature? Or what if uh your Unsummon always drew a 3/1 flyer, you know? Like, I'm only getting this, by the way. This is acceptable. I think I'm pushing an island. So yeah, it's just like, I mean, this demands a different problem or a different answer than this does, and this like allows you to have a toolbox. Like you have access to 75 cards in game one, where most decks do not. As much as it pains me, I think we have to lead with Fabled. Well, that's not true. We can hold on to Fabled Passage. I was gonna say because we might need it to like curve out correctly, but with Beanstalk Giant that helps solve that a little bit. Back on this stuff again, huh? I guess I'm shoving Island here. That's fine. We've got access to 4 mana, it's not like the end of the world. Plus we can just grab, like, a mountain here and fucking call it good. We just have to, like, pray that our Beanstalk Giant resolves. If you just cast another Crocs, I'm dumping Bone Crusher immediately. Okay, that's a good backup. In case this doesn't resolve for some reason. I would not be surprised if it gets countered. Although we have dumped a bunch of lands, so, like, well, I guess unbeknownst to him, we've only dumped 1. I will trade Beanstalk Giant for Thassa's Intervention. Most of the time. You know you want to cast something. Yeah, that's fine. Sick! Get our Beanstalk Giant on. Be better if we had a Clover, but oh well. Can't have it all the time, I guess. We do get to represent Mystical Dispute here, which is nice. This card is too slow in this format, in most circumstances. Bye. Land? Love to draw land here. That is not a land. I think, much as it sucks, I just have to Fae of Wishes for a land. Hopefully. It's nowhere near enough cards to Croxa. You could try to entice him to, like, play some stuff to open up the door for Escape the Wilds, which I think is probably what we're going to have to do this turn. Otherwise, like, if he counters Escape to the Wilds, we don't have, like, anything going on. Not anything meaningful. Oh, he's gonna counter that? Okay. How about this? You wanna counter this? Alright, we've officially caught up on mana. Now we're 1 behind. But we have a 4-3 in. By Fae of Wishes. There's only 1 neutralized down. We can't play around Mystical Dispute. Hell yeah. Is he gonna trade this? Yes! He fell victim to one of the classic blunders. So he's going to Croxa us next turn. I have to keep that in mind. That's okay. Which means we probably need to play this Branch Loft pathway and get it out of our hands. Otherwise it's just gone. And we're taking 3 damage either way, so whatever. We do not need another white source, so we'll play it as a green. Play this Triome. We will make a so he's gonna have to most likely eat at least one copy of these Croxas. So this turn I want to... Really wish I had a Clover. Make these Fae of Wishes a lot better. Alright, so he's gotten rid of all of his Croxes. That's perfect, actually. We do not have a hand, so it's 4 mana, take 3 damage. Okay. Haze Mind Tome. That's good. Alright, so we want to play Fable Passage, Borrower, Fae of Wishes this turn. So if we Omnath, play Fable Passage, that buys our mana back. We can Fae of Wishes and bounce Croxa and get something else. We can get like another Escape to the Wilds or something. Fae of Wishes. And that'll leave us with 1 card in hand to pitch to it, hopefully. If this doesn't work, then we have to just bounce Croxa, play Fae of Wishes as a creature in Fabled Passage. Okay. Lucky Clover is a really good draw right there. I'm going to get Island. Need a lot of blue mana this turn. Play this. I'm gonna Brazen Borrower to bounce Croxa and the Maze Mind Tome with no counters on it. I will target this with the actual creature and target Croxa with the copy. So if he wants to keep his Croxa in play, we'll still have access to the Brazen Borrower. As in, if he wants to counter it, he doesn't get to do that. He's just gonna scry. He wants the 2 mana for some reason. Croxa can go away. And then I need to play Fae of Wishes here. Guess we don't have to play it yet. We can go to the bag and get a point in. See what the hell happens. He probably just wants the 2 mana to draw a card, would be my guess. But we do need to get this into, like, not play necessarily, but we do need to get it into our hand. Effectively. So he's going to play Croxa, so we need to have something that we're okay throwing away to Croxa. I think I am just going to grab Escape and Once in Future. We have 3. Yeah, we do. We just need to outgas here, like we don't need to go super fucking wild. This will also let us grab like Escape and Fae of Wishes or something with Once in Future. Hopefully. So I'm going to bank on Once in Future. Getting us there. We've got a lot of stuff to do until then, so I don't necessarily need Escape the Wilds. Basically, the reason I did that is that forces him to have to play Croxa. It's not like he's probably not playing it, but this makes him have to do something with it. They like Cling to Dust. I could Once in Future, 1, 2, 3. I kind of want to do that on the end step though, because it's an instant. If I had another land, I guess we can, because I like want a Love Struck plus Brazen Borrower, but we don't. We're one mana short of doing that, and it's in future. I guess we can play Fae of Wishes. Play Love Struck Beast, and then if we need to, we can cast either once in future for Brazen Borrower. Oh man, this deck has like so many lines. You're just constantly thinking. Like, we could have done 3 different things that turn, like, other than what we did. Uneven? Okay. That's decent beats, I suppose. Luckily, we have a backup Omnath. Someone once in future, returning Escape Bay. Innkeeper's a good draw there. So we can Innkeeper, smash with Love Struck. Actually, I think what I want to do is Innkeeper, play Beanstalk, then smash with Love Struck. If we get to resolve this. If he kills Love Struck Beast, that's fine as well. We can also now Omnath and Brazen Borrower. Seems fine. Maybe we hit an edge wall here. Or a Love Struck Beast or something. I'll go ahead and play that. I kind of want to be hellbent against Croxa.deck, you know? This is going to be a long match. This is probably the last match of the night, would be my guess. Let's see. Let's play Innkeeper and see where that goes. If he wants to spend another Essence Scatter, that's whatever to me, man. I'm going to play... If he goes to kill this before combat, I'm playing Brazen Borrower. Because I do want to get at least 1 card off of this Edgewall Innkeeper. I also think I'm not playing Beanstalk Giant only because... Let's see, I guess we can perhaps draw something to deal with this token. Ain't it? Alright, same idea. Don't want to have cards in hand against Croxa, especially if we're just going to be discarding, taking damage anyway. Grab the Escape from the Wilds from our board. So we have 2 more that we can draw into, which would be nice. This Ashiok. Something else. Ugin. This Ugin, I'll scoop it up. Doesn't have enough cards to Croxa yet. Oh, he has... Does he have Shatter Skull? Whatever the fuck it's called. You must have it. The other Maze Mind Tome. Yeah, Shatterskull Smashing. I fucking knew it, man. Alright, so that is what, 3 of our Edgewall Innkeepers? That ain't it. But same idea. Because now we can Croxa us. Please counter this. I would be ecstatic if you countered this. Nope. Alright, well. We have to have a hell of a draw, boys. Ugh, like Fae of Wishes. Or bust. And we don't even have enough mana. Fae of Wishes for Ugin to survive. So we'd have to Fae of Wishes for Ugin and Primal Might and Negate. We can Primal Might down the... We have 4, then we can double Red Cap to kill Croxa. Get Primal Might to kill Shark Typhoon and grab Negate, or not Negate, Ugin. That's probably the best thing we can do. That ain't it. I ain't gonna waste my time. Alright. Giant Killer, despite it being a reasonable draw in that position, not exactly what I'm looking for. Bring in all the counter spells. I'm going to cut 1 Escape to the Wilds. As I've talked about before, on the play, I don't like cutting the engine pieces, which are Edgewall, Clover, Beanstalk Giant, and other adventure creatures. We could just run them over with Lovestruck Beast, potentially. I'm kind of missing having more Lovestruck Beasts in the deck, I'm not going to lie. Kind of feeling like I want more of that. These Giant Killers have not been particularly impressive. That might have to go. Granted, we haven't been playing against a lot of decks where this would be that great. It's been okay, so maybe cut like 1 Giant Killer up for a 3rd Lovestruck Beast. I could see that being the case. Lovestruck Beast is like just the thing you want every single time when you're on the play after going like Edgewall, Clover. Or Edgewall, tap land, Lovestruck Beast, or something like that. This has been a good match so far. It's really grindy. Another Ugin v Bolus header. Jesus Christ. I guess we have Ketria Triome that we could cycle. That's competing on our turn 3. Just like Feast or Famine tonight on the lands. This deck's really slow. Got time. I think on the play, even just having turn 3 Lovestruck Beast with nothing else going on is not the absolute worst. We can even just like Bone Crusher him to like focus in on the get you dead plan. he has negate, I'm gonna do this now. That way he doesn't get an opportunity to like snipe our Bone Crusher Giant, because I'd really like to be able to use that as a creature this game as well. It's not a bad draw. So let's get in there with the 1/1, see if it lives. I think I'm actually going to play the Bone Crusher Giant in case he has like Spike Field Hazard or like some other bullshit like that end of turn. Because then it shuts our offense down completely for a turn. Whereas this way, if he kills the 1/1, we still have a Bone Crusher. If he counters that, we still have a 1/1 going. So he like he's trying to like fight on both axes. And I'd rather he spend an Essence Scatter on that than on Omnath. So Omnath will get us a card. Edgewall is a decent draw there, although I'm going to have to get a white source with this Fabled Passage, which sucks. That being said, he does not have double blue, so this feels like probably the best turn to go for Omnath. So the only thing he can do is another Essence Scatter or Mystical Dispute. You just gotta make him have it, you know? And he did not, so... Wouldn't even be mad about a green source. Okay, that's alright, I guess. I think what I'm going to do is play Edgewall, Ketria, Triumph, hold up Negate. Especially because we just drew another Ketria Triumph. I could alternatively play Lovestruck Beast a little naked. But no, that doesn't get us the card off of this, so... Whatever. If he wants to, like, kill this and let our Lovestruck Beast run Roughshod, then that's fine. I'm okay attacking into 3 mana when he has Shark Typhoon, because I would prefer that he taps out to, like, kill a 1/1 or something, which he's not going to do, obviously. But he must be desperate for land, because he's making that play without trading. Which is really the only reason you would make that. If I don't do this now, what am I spending this negate on? He might have another removal spell, he might have a counter spell. I'm trying to win the game in this window, he's trying to draw it into this window. So I think I have to be a little bit aggressive. That's fine, so... We lose that, not a big deal. It's pretty good. So here... Just gonna jam Lovestruck Beast. We'll play this mountain so we can cycle Ketria, Triome, EOT. If he wants to kill Lovestruck Beast, that'd be my guess. Sweet. So I'm going to do this. I'm gonna make tokens with the Lovestruck Beast, Heart's Desire half. That way he can't just like use Spike Field to kill the token, you know, whatever. He's gonna have like an actual removal spell for the 5/5. He doesn't have Maze Mind Tome this game, so he's like... Okay. Only gonna attack with the Lovestruck Beast. I don't want to give him a free 1/1 off of his Shark. I'm gonna play that for Croxa reasons. I guess I could have played Lovestruck Beast right there. That's what I probably should have done. Oops. Got a little ahead of myself. So you have Shatter Skull smashing here, whatever. That's what it looks like. Yep. Hell yeah. Rip. That's a good enough reason to say that I knew I was drawing that, so I was going to hold Lovestruck Beast. Got 2 cards in hand. He can't even get a Croxa back if he plays it. Let's just play that and see if he's got anything. Okay. I would much rather he have that than a removal spell, that's for sure. I can deal with Brazen Borrower. What's this thing even do? Destroys an artifact or 4 damage to a flying creature. It's not the worst card. Alright. Don't think we change anything being on the draw. I suppose we could take out like 1 Beanstalk Giant for a Wilt. In case he ends up getting the Maze Mind Tome down. We can always cycle it if we need to. I don't want to have to like Fey Wishes for a Wilt. That's kind of what I'm... And this guy is like sort of slow. Especially the way these guys have been like playing against Beanstalk Giant. Like if we don't have Lucky Clover out, then this guy like probably isn't resolving. And you saw that game, he didn't have Maze Mind Tome, so it was kind of hard for him to keep up with us a little bit. Okay with this, I think. I think sacrificing 1 slot in the deck to have a way to cut him off his card advantage potentially seems like a reasonable maneuver. The double Raugrin Triome. Rip a green source such that we have untapped green mana by turn 3. His hand is pretty reasonable. If we don't, this hand is pretty bad. I think we can do better. This hand is better. It's not much better, but it is better. Put one of those Fable Passages back. We want to have one of those for later anyway. So we're going to want to Stomp plus Bone Crusher on turns 2 and 3, while also holding up blue mana source for negate, so we gotta play Fable Passage now. He goes like tap land here, and like bricks on Maze Mine Tome. That's kind of what I was getting around to saying. That would have been nice. It's alright. You got it, boss. I don't care about trying to hold this for a shark, because unless he's under pressure, he's not going to play a shark for anything less than like 3 or 4. Pretty unlikely for it to accomplish anything meaningful. So all these fabled passages, man, go away. I don't want you yet. I want to have an Omnath before I start drawing you. If we draw a land, then we've already got enough lands. If we don't, I don't want to be like pitching spells and drawing lands. He could have like Ashiok or something, but I don't think I can sit back and just do nothing. Gotta get a giant into play. Get some pressure going here, we need something happening. Alright, for the record, while there's a little bit of a lull here, this is going to be the last game for tonight, just to give you a heads up. See if I can go perfectly undefeated tonight, or if we're going to succumb to the evils of Grixis. It would not surprise me. Okay. Trying not to crack this Fabled Passage if I don't have to. As minuscule of a difference as it might make. Sure. Rather save my negate for something more meaningful. Got 3 crads in the bin. Like, I would counter a removal spell on Bone Crusher Giant, I think. Unless he taps all of his blue mana for some reason. Just now that I say that. I want to keep the pressure on. I'm going to counter this. It was pretty stupid. I should have played Plains just on the off chance he had Mystical Dispute there. 4 in the bin. Because having this in play, like, entices him to have to make things happen and gives us a better window to open for Escape the Wilds. I was worried about him having, like, a negate or something there. In this case, I don't have anything I can do about it, so we'll just let him have it. And I'm not going to crack the passage again, just in case we can, like, save it for Omnath, and I'm going to try... Now that he's only got 2 mana, seems like a better opportunity to try and get that out, so... okay, so I guess I'm going to renege on what I just said and get... So it doesn't matter. guess probably a green source based on the way our hand is shaping out. Do this. If he has another one of his little shredded sails or whatever, then who cares? But at least now I can set up for Lovestruck Beast, Edgewall Innkeeper, granted for X equals 2. I'll have 3 1/1s and it's full of crads. Even have Fable Passage, so in theory, 1, 2, 3. I can't quite do it all, but okay. That could have very well been the incorrect order of doing that. But it's not like I'm going to be able to cast both cards, like all the green stuff anyway, so it's whatever. Okay, let's dispute one. I am going to grab, I believe... Can't once in future on triple green quite yet. I guess it doesn't matter, we get 2 cards back anyway. I just go for another Escape the Wilds, to be honest. That gives us the most action if he doesn't have anything else going on. Yeah, we'll just do that. That might have been wrong. I probably should have held that to pitch to Croxa, but oh well. Yeah, I should have held on to that Fable Passage. That was bad. So we just need to hit 1 land and then we can get Omnath into play. Just hope this resolves, thank god. Alright, well if all we're playing is lands, then I guess that works too. So I need to search for a... Let's do this first. I need a white source off of that, so I need to grab a mountain here. Let's see. Can't cycle the Ketria Triome, but I don't think that matters necessarily. We can always just play it next turn. Just want to be mana efficient. If he attacks, I'm blocking Omnath and the tokens. I don't care. I think. I might just chump, honestly. Because if he has a removal spell, he just, like, wrecks us. Yeah, I'll just chump it. This way he's got to have something going on. He's going to take 6 on the backswing, potentially. I guess he has Bone Crusher, so that's not entirely true. Does not want to kill Omnath, or at least has 2. It's Ashiok, and so that gets rid of Omnath. Oh, he made a token. Okay. I was like, what the fuck just happened? So we can't cycle this because it's not in our hand. I guess we just have to pressure this Ashiok. Like, no future in not doing that. Otherwise, he just starts to build up 2/3s. That's fine. Those cards are completely dead. And I'm not playing this Omnath. Well, I guess he's going to attack Roxa, most likely. So we're going to lose this anyway. It's fine. I don't think we're winning this one, team. Just had like a boatload of removal. Triple block. What do you got? Should kill the Lovestruck Beast if he has a way to do it. Don't even have that much removal. We should not have a good start. There is a world where I could have not blocked with the token and made him choose between Lovestruck Beast and Omnath to kill, but I was too worried about a removal spell. Wait. Dispute. Let's see. Gone through 2 phase. We got 1 escape from RFG. Sideboard, rather. So we can draw Fae of Wishes or escape Fae of Wishes and maybe like get Ugin down, potentially. Get Wilt and Edgewall Innkeeper. That's fine. I'm willing to, if he has a Spiked Field Hazard, it's whatever. It's not like Lovestruck Beast is attacking anytime soon. I'll definitely counter this if he goes to play it, which he won't. Which makes sense. Might not be totally out of it. We can bounce Ashiok and a token. Although we probably should have done it the other way like I did in the previous game. Hell no. Alright, make sure you click the right spell this time. I'm gonna play this now while he can't counter it for whatever reason. I was hoping that I could just save the Mystical Dispute for the Ashiok, but oh well. Now this gives us the ability to rip a Stomp and kill his Ashiok. Gone through 2. Well, not winning that game. Alright, well we had 83% win rate tonight. Not bad. Details. What the hell does he even do? So I've got an overlay here. You can't see it for whatever reason. But, interesting. Okay. Yeah, I don't even know, like, how our start... I don't even remember what our start was. It was just not very quick. We'll just move on from that. That's fine. I mean, we were bound to lose one match at least, you know. Deck's not unbeatable. Just very, 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 very good. But it is susceptible to counter spells and remove. If they can also keep Lucky Clover off the board. Which I don't think we even drew, or we drew 1 and he removed? I don't remember. I can't remember that far back. It's too far. Mythic. Take it. Alright. let's see. Working my way up through the blue ones. I don't like this card necessarily, but I do have it in a couple of control decks. And I actually think this card's pretty good, this Glasspool Mimic. So I'm trying to get that, because I would like to get a control deck working in this format. And if they end up banning like Omnath or something in the next couple of weeks, it's certainly possible that might be a thing. Anyway, let's talk about the deck. So what did I like, what did I not like? So Giant Killer was giantly medium, like all night. It was okay against like the Gruul dudes. But outside of that, like we played against Mono Green, I don't think that's something that's going to come up all that often. Giant Killer is like okay in the mirror, but we just haven't been playing the mirror at all. So I think what I'm going to do, we're not going to make a lot of changes here. You know, -1 Giant Killer for +1 Lovestruck Beast. This will allow us to have better starts against decks like that. Like, we could have just drawn like more big cheap guys like Lovestruck Beast. We might have had a puncher's chance. Because we had like Brazen Borrower, we had Bone Crusher Giant, like we had stuff going on. We had both of our Lovestruck Beasts, but they all got handled. But if we can just constantly, like every turn or every other turn, say here's, you know, must answer guy, must answer guy, must answer guy, on top of having the card, you know, the negative trade-off for him of Omnath if he lets that resolve. Like if he's countering this stuff, then he has less counters for Omnath, and he starts falling behind on cards like that. Lovestruck Beast also a great way of doing that, so the tokens are not irrelevant. Then he also has less counter spells for Escape the Wilds. You know, granted later in the game. So I just like having a little bit more pressure. And the mana. The mana was the other thing that was like getting to me all night. Part of me wants to have another Raugrin Triome. Part of me doesn't. Man, Plains is so bad in this deck. Let's see, these are all green sources. We've got 10 green, 13 green, plus the Fable Passage is 17. Which white do we have? 1. There's 5. We have 7. We have 11 white sources. And searching for Plains is so horrible. I just like don't ever want to play Branchloft Pathways anything other than a green source. And it's not always imperative that we have Edgewall on turn 1. Not that Ketria Triome allows us to do that, but I think I am going to make that switch. Just because... Did I do the stupid thing I did? Raugrin Triome. You? Because this way we can have a land that gives us white mana that doesn't restrict us from casting other spells too badly, and we don't have to search for planes as often. And we still have 10 green sources that can come into play untapped on turn 1. So if we want to go Edgewall into Clover, into 3 mana Adventure Guy or whatever, then we can get away with that. I would really like to get a 4th Lovestruck Beast in here. I just don't know what I would cut for. List is super tight. I mean, truth be told, we could cut Giant Killer. But I think having Giant Killer as a one-of is okay. We could cut a Fae of Wishes, I guess. With Omnath in the deck, it's not quite as necessary to get the card advantage off of Fae of Wishes. Emphasis on quite as and there were a lot of times where Fey of Wishes just felt like it was clunking up my hand or uh, just not doing enough. And if you don't have a Lucky Clover, like Diabolic Tutor out of your sideboard is not an exciting card. I think I would rather have the fourth Lovestruck Beast over the um, Fey of Wishes, to be honest. And this could totally be wrong. Omnath was mostly good. I could see a world where you would instead want to go down to 3 Omnath instead of 3 Fey of Wishes, particularly because these are legendary. But it felt like, unless you could fire off and escape to the wilds, it was like kind of hard to see an Omnath. We had Omnath in, maybe half our games or so. Would like to see it more, which is why I'm keeping copies in, I think. Well, anyway, I don't want to sit here and spin my tires on that forever. I think our sideboard is better than where it was when we started. I don't think there's any card that I cut that I'm regretting cutting, except for this, like the one time that I wanted it and it wasn't there. Felt kind of bad. So maybe it's just a necessary evil. When I cut this and didn't have it against mono green in the one position where it would have been awesome, felt pretty bad. So I guess maybe you just have to accept having like a couple of cards that are only good in like really niche situations. Because like for the most part, like I'm grabbing Escape the Wilds before I'm grabbing Once and Future most of the time. If I'm looking for the card advantage play. And it's only when we're in the super late game and I've already gone to this and don't think Ugin is the call or don't have the mana to cast Ugin that I'll go to Once and Future. But that does come up, apparently. Having one Wrath in the deck is fine, I suppose, if you're playing against a deck that just beats down like that mono green deck or even like the green red Adventures deck. So I guess that's worth having. Maybe we only want one Wilt. We don't, I guess, perhaps need both of them. But, we didn't play against the Mirror. We didn't play against Mono Red, where I think this card and Red Cat Melee are perfectly serviceable cards to bring in. The only thing I'm wondering is if we need to have another Dispute in here, and I just don't know where we would cut that. Primal Might was fine in a spot. Pathway, this is probably the least exciting spot in the deck, or in the sideboard. But there were plenty of times where I had it in the rotation for plans as to what I might do, so I kind of think that's a good reason to keep it. It's possible either these counter spells are not that great. Um, and like I said, this list is so tight, it's really hard to change things up. What decks do I want Essence Scatter against? I want it against Omnath decks. And that's like basically it. And I can, to some degree, like bring in Mystical Dispute to accomplish much of the same. If I don't make the change, I'm never going to do it. I'm just going to sit here and like waffle on it for the next week or whatever. We should have to accept the the fact that if we're not going to ever have access to the card, we just need to make sure to like keep that in mind in the matchups where we would otherwise want it. I mean, the other thing is we could cut a Wilt, I guess. I guess in the Mirror, you don't necessarily have to kill Lucky Clover. Oh, this is just like kind of a luxury. And against Mono Red, having one that you can bring in is fine. You probably don't want to be on too much of this effect, and it's like not super likely you're going to want to cast a Wilt, then Fey of Wishes to grab another Wilt. So let's actually just do that. I'm convinced now. Essence Scatter, you're back in. Okay, so this is the final list. I'm going to keep it like this for now. Back up to 4 Lovestruck Beast. I think that's the right call. Giant Killer just wasn't super impressive in the matches that we played. And Faye, while obviously an important part of the deck, I think gets clogged in your hand a little bit too much for my liking right now in terms of how the format shakes out. Anyway, managed to talk for another 4 minutes longer than I was planning on it. I'm gonna get on out of here. I appreciate everybody dropping by and hanging out. Quick shout outs to Jim Greaves, Jilly Rand, Final Boss 208. Thanks for the follows. Really appreciate the support. Daniel, Murderface, appreciate again the donation. Anyone else that was in here hanging out, thanks for stopping by. If you enjoyed what you saw, would appreciate a follow. You can also follow me on Twitter at Canman87Gaming, where I announce when I'm going to be live, what I'll be playing. Try to give you a heads up on that, but sometimes it's cutting it close to, right when I'm going on. But otherwise, it's the best place to keep in touch with me in that regard. I'll be uploading this on my YouTube channel as well, so if you want to follow me there, that's youtube.com/Canman87. And I've got plenty of other arena streams on there. I've got retro streams, got more modern game streams. So there's a good variety of stuff. There's a ton of music up there if that's more your speed. So check it out if you want. Otherwise, I will be back on Sunday. I think I'm going to do some Metal Slug. Twitch was giving away Metal Slug games on their, Twitch rewards or whatever the hell. And I'm kind of feeling like I want to play that. So I think we're going to do some Metal Slug on Sunday and probably some more Rainbow Six Siege. That's one of my go-tos. So if that sounds good, hope to see you there. But otherwise, have a good weekend, and I will catch you all next time.